indeed committed the exact type of mortgage fraud that he has accused others of committing. Let me explain this to you. I think you're going to like this one, before being horrified by the double standard nature of it. So you might remember that Donald Trump has publicly accused several people of committing mortgage fraud. Now, what does mortgage fraud mean? Well, when you apply for a mortgage, one of the questions that you're asked is this going to be your primary residence? Are you going to live in this house? I've done this many times on mortgage applications. It is the place you want to live in. It is the place you want to move to. And you get the best rate on a mortgage, the best terms, the best deal, usually if you are going to live in the home. If you're buying the place to rent it out, if you're buying it as a second home, a vacation home that you'll use 2 months out of the year, you're not going to get as good of a rate. The best rate is on a primary residence standard mortgage. Now, Donald Trump, over the last year, has accused Lisa Cook, a governor at the Federal Reserve, and also our friend Adam Schiff, now a U.S. senator, of exactly that kind of mortgage fraud. Trump said Lisa Cook listed more than one property as a primary residence on a mortgage, and she got a good deal on her mortgages because she lied and said she has multiple primary residences. Trump said Adam Schiff did the same thing in order to get a better mortgage rate. Now, I'm going to get back to that in a moment because the truth of it is a little more complicated. What we have today that's new is that ProPublica is reporting that they've been looking into Trump's mortgage history. And back in 1993, Trump signed a mortgage for a house in Florida saying, this is going to be my primary residence. And he got a nice, beautiful mortgage, the best possible terms. 7 weeks later, Trump signed another mortgage for a different Florida property and said, yep, this one is going to be my primary residence. And he got the best possible terms. Now, let's not go any further yet. Let's just evaluate what we have. So far, Trump has done the same thing that he says Lisa Cook did, and that he says Adam Schiff should be prosecuted for. But the devil is really in the details. And the truth is that what Trump appears to have done does seem to be mortgage fraud, while it doesn't seem, or at least we don't have the evidence to say, that what Cook and Schiff did is mortgage fraud. Let me explain why. It doesn't appear that Donald Trump ever lived in either house, nor intended to. These were always just investment properties for Donald Trump that he rented out. Let me go deeper. All we know with Cook and Schiff is that they signed mortgages as primary residences and then moved into those homes. And then later, they got mortgages on other homes, said, this is going to be my primary residence, and moved into those homes. That's okay. That's not mortgage fraud. As long as you're not lying at the time that you get the first mortgage, you are allowed to say, I'm going to live here. This is going to be my primary residence. You move there and then you go, okay, I live here now. Now I'm looking at a different property and I'm going to move. And that's going to be my primary residence. As long as both were true at the time and you lived there, it is not mortgage fraud. You sign, I intend to occupy. I intend to live here. Now, some mortgages have stipulations about how long you actually have to live there. Could be 6 months, could be a year. Some don't have that. It's not set in stone. But the key is, if you're telling the truth about your intent and you ultimately move in, you have not committed mortgage fraud if later you say, this is going to be my new primary residence. Trump never lived in those houses. And with only 7 weeks between signing one mortgage and saying, this is going to be my primary residence, 7 weeks go by. He signs another one and says, this is going to be my primary residence. It seems very clear, not only did he never live in those houses, he never intended to live in those houses. Trump appears to have committed the exact type of mortgage fraud that he says Democrats should be prosecuted for. Now, if Cook and Schiff committed mortgage fraud, which it doesn't appear that they did as of right now, then Trump committed it far more brazenly and multiple times, as he never intended to live in those properties and he never did live in those properties. He rented them out. The guy in the glass house is throwing stones again. And as we have unfortunately become way too accustomed to, every accusation is a confession. Now, this was longer ago. Oh, it's so long ago, statute of limitation. We're not talking about that. We're talking once again about Donald Trump holding other people to standards to which he doesn't even hold himself. Because with these people, it's always the case that if I do it, it's okay. But if others do it, especially if Democrats do it, then it is a major, major problem. So that's the latest. It seems Trump has committed the exact type of mortgage fraud